Well, hell to the O. Hello. This is old Fester here. I'm just inviting y'all to come stop by The Blend, the brand new YouTube television show that is going to just take this country by storm. You thought the Jerry Springer show was something else. You ought to see this Blend. Ooh, buddy, this Blend brings together all sorts of stuff from music to the spirituality to the politics. And I hold my nose when I hear about them politics because they stinky. And we talk about food, we talk about exercising, we talk about musical, we talk about the proper way to file down your big toenails when you got ingrown toenails and such for the fellers. And we just got a bunch of great things that's coming up here on the show. I may even pop in there for some. If they want some real high class action, they'll call Fuster into the Blend. But y'all stop in, listen to old Waint Hurst and old Keefus Ravens and old Daron Hana, kin to Benny Hana, a little Japanese steakhouse down there. But you tune in every week and listen to the Blend. Tell them Fester sent you. Fester's got it going on. Fester's out of here.
Nothing like starting a show on the right kind of foot, huh?
Man, I like that Fester guy.
Man,
telling
what
you.
a guy.
I mean, that's just like forecasting success guaranteed when you let Fester in your corner on a business venture, a show, anything, man. That guy's, and
I'm telling you, with
he reeks of good vibe.
with that kind of language and ability to speak.
He's a masterful communicator.
Yeah.
Masterful.
He is.
Actually,
What a guy.
I was going to say he makes us look good.
Yes. Well, that is also true. That is also true.
Welcome to The Blend.
Yeah.
The first show, the very first one. We're glad you all tuned in.
Numero uno.
We're Peter, Paul, and Mary, and we're glad to be your hosts.
Nice to see you.
We're going to have a good time with these shows. They will be coming to you on YouTube primarily to begin with. But you can catch us there. You can also catch us on Facebook, on Twitter, eventually on our webpage, which is theblendonline.com.
Webpage.
The Blend Online and Twitter. Our Twitter handle is @blendonline.
blendonline.com.
Should we introduce ourselves? Or should we just keep them guessing?
I think they'll figure it out at some point.
Yeah, at some point.
All right, we'll just leave them in the dark for right now.
I'm Wayne Hurst.
Yeah. I'm Daron.
And I'm Elvis.
He is in the building with us. We can
He's in the building.
It's going to be a great show. It's going to be a great series.
So what's been happening? What's going to be happening on The Blend on this show and some of the future episodes? What can these folks expect, you think?
Well, we know from experience, just the three of us being together, you can expect unexpected.
As in that last trial run we had.
Yeah, we had a demonstration of some duck calls on here a little earlier. And I think one buzzard call got caught in the mix there. But this is going to be great, man. We come from different backgrounds, but also similar backgrounds. The Blend, if you will picture an actual blender, and when you're putting together something really delicious and nutritious, you put different ingredients in.
Yeah.
They may look different, they may taste different on their own, they may smell different on their own, but when you blend them together, the right mix, man, it's something very delicious. And that's what we're hoping this show is going to be. We're going to talk about different topics. We're different kind of people, different stories, different guests that are going to be on here, different events we're going to be talking about. It's just picture Oprah,
Jerry Springer.
The Five, Jerry Springer,
Seinfeld.
Jimmy Fallon, Seinfeld, SpongeBob. All these good shows, all the good things of television wrapped into one, thrown in a blender, and out pops these three, Peter, Paul, and Mary.
Forget networks.
That's not, I'm Daron, this is
minutes,
Wayne, that's Keith.
20 minutes of pure, unadulterated entertainment.
Absolutely. Good for the whole family. Get your popcorn, sit on your bean bags, and laugh a bit, would you?
Dressed.
It's not just going to be talk. We're going to have all kinds of other segments. Some
We're going to just do sign language sometime, not talk.
Yeah, we won't say a word.
Yeah, we'll do music.
We'll have a quiet moment.
A quiet,
Yes. Let's do
reflection.
some
Music
quiet.
segments, those will be
Let's
fun.
find our inner
Yeah,
peace.
let's do our
inner
chi.
self.
We'll even do a segment from time to time where maybe I'm sitting at the piano and you have a microphone in your hand.
Might as well.
Yeah.
We're in Music City, so we should incorporate music, I think.
Yeah,
in several
I think
of these
so.
shows.
I think it's a good
Got
idea.
some great guests coming up. Man, we don't really know. We don't have anything set in stone what this show is going to be.
We're still working out the contract.
Yeah.
The contract, endorsements and such, non-compete clause and all. This show is here for you.
Yeah.
So if you're not here, I mean, it's not like we don't have something else to do.
Yeah.
Actually, I don't have too much else. Yes, I do.
Yeah, we are in Music City.
Yes,
coming
we
to
are.
them from Nashville, Tennessee, and we do these little jam sessions here.
Brentwood.
Quite often, or not often enough, but ever so often, and invite a lot of our musical friends in the Nashville area and come sit around the piano. They bring their guitars and amps and drums,
Bagpipes.
bagpipes and harmonicas and accordions and.
On today's show, what are we going to do?
Today's show, Daron, tell us what we're going to do today.
Today we're going to be talking about current events.
We are.
Yeah.
We are going to be talking about current and some not so current. We were going to go to the Olympics, but you know what? It's kind of climactic after the Olympics
Yeah,
already
they're
over.
done.
We're not even going to waste a minute there.
We kind of got beat out a little bit. In the
Yeah,
Olympics,
Russia won. Of course, it was home turf. It was fixed.
It was fixed,
Referees
yeah.
were all.
Was
you
that a
know,
Putin
pathetic.
guy, I think?
Yeah, that was a Putin of an Olympics. You know
Yeah.
what though, dude? I know for a fact that coming up is your favorite time of the year.
Yeah.
Spring training, baseball.
Spring training, baseball. The Braves are already at it down in West Palm Beach. In fact, they've already had a couple of games they lost, but getting warmed up.
Nobody loses
Worked
better
out.
than the Braves, man. How are my Yankees doing? How many billions of dollars did we spend to bring in some obscure
I'll tell you what, man. Brian,
Ukrainian outfielder
I'm
this year?
just sick. I'm sick that Brian McCann went
Yeah,
north on us.
McCann's going to wear the pinstripes.
Heck.
He's a Braves fan. I'm a Yankees
Go
fan.
Braves.
So.
I'm all in with Dallas Cowboys.
Yeah, wrong sport there, sport.
Not only did the Braves lose McCann, we also lost Tim Hudson.
Oh,
off the mound.
man.
Went out.
He was like 48, wasn't he?
something like that, but
Yeah.
he could still throw a. He could still throw
How about
pitches.
Bobby Crimmins?
Bobby Crimmins, yeah.
Wait a minute.
Guess who's the Georgia Tech fella here?
But anyway, Braves are they're kicking it. It's going to be fun.
What's the outlook right now? I mean, are they expected
Well,
to contend in the
What I read
East?
today was even with the loss of McCann and Hudson, that the Braves they're always stacked deep, and they're
As long as you got Dale Murphy and Otis Nixon, you're good, man.
right,
You've
that's
always
right.
got a chance
You
in the
got
game.
Otis Nixon to climb those fences, snag those balls before they go over.
I
the
remember
fence.
watching him, man.
I'm still
what a
on
guy.
Maddox. I don't.
Greg Maddux, yeah,
I'm still way
hasn't-
back there.
He hasn't pitched since Putin was president, but yet he was a very good one.
He must be Putin.
He is. He's putting good. I'm still a little bit in depression because we're out of football season, and that, to me, football season is.
Now, you're in Auburn? No, Alabama.
I will shoot you on the first episode of the show. I am a die-hard Alabama fan. Not the kind like Harvey Updike that poisons trees and all that kind of stuff. Although,
all the way back to Bear Bryant.
Oh, I go back to the days of Bear Bryant, and I've got family who are LSU fans. I have family who are Auburn fans. I respect them. I can't stand Auburn. I'm just not gonna lie about it. No, they're all good programs, I'm sure, in their own right. I like LSU. I lived in Louisiana for about 4 years, so I liked LSU there.
What part of Louisiana?
Louisiana. I lived in a little place called Nebo.
Nebo.
Yeah, just north of Elbow.
Nebo, just north of Elbow.
Actually, it's just south of Elbow, unless you were standing on your head doing a yoga position.
There you go.
Yeah.
Daron's a big Alabama fan.
Yes, indeed.
Me and Keith grew up. I grew up in Atlanta. Keith grew up partly in Atlanta, partly in
Mexico.
Mexico. Went to school at Georgia Tech.
Yeah.
And, I'm kind of a Georgia Tech / Georgia Bulldog fan, depending on as long as they're not playing each other.
Yeah.
But I kind of pull for both of those guys, along with the Braves and the Falcons. And but anyway,
Falcons didn't have a good year this year, man.
Falcons
Maybe the
were-
draft will do better for them. You
man,
think?
I hope so. I hope so.
My boy Julio was hurt last year because
Yeah,
Julio's
Julio.
a force.
Julio
wide
would have
receiver.
helped. We need some help up on the line, man. Just we're not giving the quarterback enough time back there. But maybe they'll figure some things out in the offseason and.
I think so, man. I think it's gonna. They're not letting the guys play anymore. It's all. It's kind of digressing
Kinda
into
changing the
two-hand
rules,
touch.
aren't they?
Yeah, you can't. If you go in, you're targeting or you're hitting high or you're. And what happened even last year, from what I'd heard and just listening to kind of the chatter and all, is now that they're not. They're so paranoid about hitting high now.
Mm-hmm.
They're going low and taking these guys' knees out, and that's
Yeah, it's a dangerous sport. You
It is.
understand that they've got to.
It's not like they don't
protect
get
to some
paid
degree.
well for it.
Yeah,
They're not making quite minimum wage there in the NFL.
That's a whole other subject.
That's another subject for a different day.
Speaking politics, we'll get into some of that this year with the blend.
Yes,
and,
we will. This is
along with
midterm elections, so we're
true.
sure to probably mix up some stuff. We'll probably offend some Republicans, some Democrats,
I
some
hope
Tea
so.
Parties.
Hey,
some
we're
Green Party.
equal opportunity offenders.
We are. That's right. EOO. Did I say that right?
You like that commercial guy, right?
E-I-E-I-O. Dang it. Yeah.
You know, we're going to have some all kinds of different segments. Outside of the talking, we're going to have some other segments. And in fact, you did a little segment today, didn't you? Did a little thing out at Chick-fil-A, one of our favorite places to eat.
Yeah.
Would this be a good time to show the audience what happened there today?
I think so. You know, drive-throughs are very unique places, to say the least. And
they can become quite common.
They can become, very
especially
funny.
if you kind of nudge it that way.
Yeah, and especially if you've got some cool people who are working the drive-thru line. And Chick-fil-A.
And a lot of free time.
And a lot of free time on your hands. Absolutely. It's my day off today. But Chick-fil-A is, I mean, they're great people, man. Great company.
I love Chick-fil-A. That was my first job.
Really?
13 years old, which
Did
is
you put the
illegal
pickles
now.
on the sandwiches?
I did. I put a lot of pickles on a lot of chicken sandwiches. That's right.
So
I'm not saying anything.
You're not? Keith, you didn't. You worked at Taco Bell, right?
I created Taco Bell.
You know, I don't know if I should say this or not, but you and I went to the same college in Jackson, Mississippi.
Oh, Lord.
Jackson College of Matrimony, right?
Jackson College of
like
Matrimony.
that. Yeah. And I actually went to JCM on a Chick-fil-A scholarship. That kind of got me started there, and I actually worked for Chick-fil-A some in Jackson.
In the mall?
Yep.
North Park Mall. I remember that. Cool. Or was it Metro Center?
It was in the mall.
You went in the 60s, so what was I trying to
remember?
What was there? Okay. You worked down at the, did you wear roller skates at the drive-in? Is that where you worked?
Back when it was black and white.
Yeah.
Did you know, here's a little trivia for you. Did you know that Chick-fil-A actually started the food court? They were the first restaurant to bring food into a shopping mall.
Really?
Yes, it was actually Greenbrier Mall in Atlanta, Georgia. And Mr. Cousins was a Chick-fil-A guy that worked on Greenbrier Mall for like a year before he got them to accept Chick-fil-A. The whole idea of food in the shopping mall, they couldn't get past, you know.
Couldn't see a Big Mac in the dressing room. That'd cause quite a stench.
Yep, but finally got them in there, and then look at us today.
They had to be close to when Orange Julius came in. I remember that as a kid when Orange Julius was there. All that kind of stuff.
Right around that time. Yep.
Yeah, maybe we'll have Mr. Kathy on here at some point on the blend. Maybe bring us all pickles.
That'll be good.
There we go.
Hey, but let's watch that clip.
You want to watch the clip?
Yeah,
let's see what happens. Yeah, we got a little taste a little rabbit there.
Watch the clip real quick.
Take a look. Lost in translation. Hey, this is Daron with the blend. You know, here at the blend, we always like to fill up our episodes just chock full to the brim with substance and meaning. So that's why I proudly introduce you to a segment that I call Lost in Translation at the Drive-Thru. We're here at Chick-fil-A right now, and I'm going to order an item, and I'm going to probably confuse at least one of the people in Chick-fil-A with changing my dialect and my accent. So bear with us. I'll be right back. Coming up to the drive-thru now. Let's see what happens.
Good morning and welcome to Chick-fil-A. How may I serve you?
Hello, do you have banana pudding?
I'm so sorry, we do not.
How about apple pie?
We don't have that either.
Do you have anything of the dessert nature on the morning menu?
Yes, we've got chocolate chunk cookies, and those are freshly baked each morning. We've got milkshakes, and then we've also got cookie sundaes and like a mini sundae.
Okay, are your sundaes organic or are they imported?
Our sundaes, they're just made with our ice cream, our chocolate syrup, Hershey's chocolate syrup, whipped cream, and a cherry.
All right, are the cherries locally grown in an organic farm or are they imported?
The cherries are just the Marciano cherries.
Oh, okay, so they're from Marciano.
I believe so.
Okay, let me just get one chicken and biscuit, please, to go.
A Chick-fil-A biscuit?
Yes, please, thank you.
Okay, it is $2.39, and we'll be happy to serve you at the window.
All right, my pleasure. I'll be there in a moment.
That seemed to go rather well. I could tell that she was a little disheveled there near the end of the presentation. But we're going to pull around here. We're sitting in a line right now because Chick-fil-A evidently is a popping place. I've heard that it was. So I'm pulling around now, and we'll get to the window, and there is a good chance that this lady may or may not actually be speaking to a person with a different accent or dialect than the one that gave her the order. So be right back.
Hello,
Hello, Chick-fil-A biscuit,
Yes, Mom.
$2.39.
You don't have banana pudding, no?
No,
No banana pudding.
no banana pudding.
Okay.
There we go. Have a great day.
Thank you so much. It's my pleasure.
My pleasure.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
And that was lost in translation while going through the drive-thru. Thank you for tuning into The Blend.
Wow, what a sport that lady at that window was, man.
Man, she hung in there.
And I went through the whole deal of all the dessert stuff, and man, she was just, man, she was selling those cookies hard, man. And then, you know, it's like you always go back to the chicken sandwich.
It was so funny because yeah. Hey,
Don't have any pudding, no.
hey, but the funny thing is, you go, you know, you're harping on the shakes, harping on the cherry, harping on everything, and then it's like, okay, I'll have the sandwich.
Yeah, chicken biscuit. Dude, she was trying hard. I need to go back to that Chick-fil-A and give that lady a blend cup or something.
Yeah.
You know that she was on the blend.
Yeah, she was really good, and then she'll sue me like crazy.
Sure,
Like, you didn't let me sign off on the fact that my voice was being represented. Don't just
She's
the
from
blend.
Chick-fil-A.
They're
They're good people.
They're good people.
very
Yeah, they
good
wouldn't do that. Give me some pickles.
Yeah.
Chick-fil-A.
But hey, let's get serious. A little serious.
Tell us
Yeah.
who
We
are.
do that, yeah.
Well, let's,
Where
yeah.
we're from.
Where we're from?
Yeah, kind of how we
I was
grew
born
up.
a sharecropper, son, on the back 40 of a small farming community in the state of Alabama.
Hey, I was there.
Your parents like that?
Don't talk to my parents. Yeah, I actually am an old Alabama boy. I was born in Mobile, Alabama, and raised in Birmingham. Wayne,
And you're a PK.
I'm a PK. All
PK.
three of us are
All three of us
PKs.
are.
Yeah, man, I've been
Preacher's kids.
I know what it's like to fall asleep under church pews during those
Oh.
28-week revivals.
I got left one time at church.
You did?
Thought the rapture took place.
It was my dad's, the first church he pastored in Rex, Georgia, and I had fallen asleep under the pew, and you know I'm number 12 of 14 kids,
Yeah.
so by this time
Dude,
we
it was
had-
understandable.
Yeah, it's like,
You had a whole litter of
There were like
guys.
10 kids still at home, and we had a van. And you know, everybody just loaded up in the van and left, and I'm sure we didn't do head count or anything.
Yeah.
And so I'm asleep under the bench, and I wake up and they're gone, man. I'm like, I'm probably about 5 years old, maybe something like that.
Wow, man.
And they figured it out about halfway home. Come back and got it. Crazy.
It's like Wayne was the original Home Alone.
That's it.
It was at Church Alone.
yeah, there you
Yeah,
go.
it
Church
was-
alone. That was funny.
So you had so 14 of you guys.
14 of us,
and
yeah.
gals. And Keith, did you have siblings?
Actually, just me, but, well, I actually had a brother and a sister that passed away on
Really?
the field.
I wasn't aware of that.
Yep, I knew that.
I've got one brother. He's about 3.5 years younger than me.
Landy.
Landy.
What's up, Landy?
We need to get him on the blend. Landy's
Oh,
a
yeah.
great guy.
Cool.
Landy's got the same twisted kind of sense of humor, free forming kind of
Cool.
deal.
He can play a little piano and write a little song. too.
Landy's a talented dude, and he has like 27 kids also.
Oh, really?
That was so funny because
Working on 28.
Yeah, man. Growing up, Landy, I would have never thought that Landy would have been the one to have a lot of kids.
No.
And I love my brother. I really do. But Landy he couldn't remember his head if it wasn't attached to his shoulders when he was little. And now he's an amazing dad. I mean,
Cool.
he's got 3 boys.
Yeah.
And matter of fact, one of my nephews, son number 3 for Landy, Charlie, turned 7 years old today. Happy birthday, Charlie!
Happy birthday.
And a lot of people say that Charlie has the personality of foolishness like his dear uncle exhibited as a kid.
Oh, Lord.
But I
Sorry
grew
about
out
that,
of it,
Landy. I'm
obviously.
sorry you're having to go through that.
But yeah, Landy and I, we traveled together,
Yeah.
singing in churches from the time my mom said that we were singing and harmonizing at 2 years old. But you know how moms speak, you know, a little, they not that they lie, but when it comes to their kids, they tend to massage the truth and stretch it a little
That's
bit.
my first remembrance of you, and I can't remember where it was. But
I probably had a
somewhere-
white suit on, and so did Landy.
Probably so. It was you and Landy singing somewhere, and it was either somewhere like a Georgia camp.
Yeah, we did. I
or
think we
it
did.
Could possibly have been music conference. Would it have been that early?
Um,
If not, it was probably a Georgia
It was probably
camp.
Georgia. Yeah,
Yeah.
I remember because I have an aunt and an uncle that are ministers,
right.
and they pastor there in Georgia, which they may be watching this show tonight. So hello, proud of your nephew, aren't you? But yeah, but we traveled, and I mean, all of us, we had different experiences growing up religiously, revivals. We all have stories to tell, but I think that hopefully, I think I speak for all of us when when I say that instead of letting some of the situations that we experienced early on make us bitter, hopefully they've made us better.
Oh yeah.
I mean, Keith, I know the jury's still out on you, but I'm thinking you're heading that way.
Yeah. I'm bitterly better.
You're bitterly better, yes. So you sometimes have to get bitter before you get better. Sound like Dr. Phil now. But this is, I think probably the greatest experiences that we've had growing up, they've kind of helped to shape where we are now.
Yeah.
And if there's one thing I've really learned, even in the last 4 to 5 years of my life, that I don't know if I ever remember hearing growing up. It was all about me being good enough. Having to do the right things, put the right face on, do this, right that, and But in the last 4 or 5 years, I've really started to grow and understand what the love, mercy, and grace of God really is about.
Yeah.
And it's really cool because it helps shape. It shapes everything else in your life. The scripture that says, if any man's in Christ, he's a new creation. Old things are gone, all things are new. And that's why, even just like this show, everything now, our whole perspective, whatever we're doing, even acting crazy, everything is seen through the lens of grace and through our identity in Christ. And it shapes it to a much better world, much better place to live in, much better frame of mind.
Yeah, well, you're always gonna, you're always looking through a lens, right?
Yeah.
And so this is just, previously maybe you're looking through the lens of harshness or a lens of a judgmental lens. And not that you just sat down and said, I'm going to be judgmental, but it's just like a natural flow of the lens you were looking through.
Not a premeditated, calculated thing where I'm going to be crotchety now.
Yeah.
Right.
But once you understand your place, you see things through a new lens, and you're able to actually experience life in just a completely, actually a more easy flowing way, because
it's much more enjoyable.
It is, man. You know what it is? It's abundant.
Yeah.
And isn't that the very thing that Jesus did come to give us?
Yeah.
He said, I didn't
Life
come to just
more
give you
abundantly.
life light, sort of, but life abundant. And that's where we're at, man.
That's the scripture my dad uses for his church.
Yeah. John 10:10.
Yeah.
Absolutely, man.
Yeah.
Well, this is going to give birth, I think. None of us are going to give birth.
No.
I think this show is
yet.
going to give birth to some really cool dialogue and discussion. You're going to find out that everything we say, even the controversial stuff, we're going to present in a very positive way. We're not here to beat anybody up, to argue. I don't like to argue, y'all.
No.
I hate it.
Actually, I do.
You do?
Yeah, I do.
No, you don't.
No, I do. Yes,
It's futile. Arguing is about as futile as spitting in the wind.
Yeah.
You're the only one that's going to get damaged by that whole deal.
Yeah.
But I'm excited about the upcoming episodes. Who's some of the guests we got coming?
Some of the folks that we are talking to right now, we haven't signed the dotted line, but we are talking to folks like Jay Foxworthy in Atlanta, Georgia. Oh, David Payton. Oh, that's another one that...
Any kin to Walter?
I don't think so, but I actually used to play in a Christian blues rock band with David Payton back in the early 90s. David is a funny guy.
What was the name of the band?
David Payton and the Basics.
Yeah,
The Basics.
I remember that.
The Basics.
Yeah.
Yep.
David Payton. Wasn't it the movie about Payton's Place? That wasn't his family, was it? I think it was. Payton Place? Remember that old classic?
But David, we're gonna go to Atlanta and get a couple of those guys on there and do a couple of blend shows down there. That'll
Probably go to a Braves game.
Gotta go to a Braves
man.
game,
Yeah. I'll wear my Yankee pinstripes proudly.
There you go.
And then there's a young lady here in the Nashville area now that grew up, I think, down in the Louisiana and Texas
Oh, yeah.
part of the world.
Beaumont.
Farrah Morton.
Now, I'm friends with her on Facebook, but I didn't know her name was Morton. I thought it was Notram.
You know?
Notram.
Farrah Notram.
I think she is in the, she's in that program, she has to kind of fly under the radar.
Oh, witness protection.
Witness
What did you
protection.
do, Farrah? You had to be relocated, didn't you?
But
I think she dated Fester at one time.
Oh, Lord.
Farrah is a hoot. You folks wait till you meet Farrah Morton.
She's an entrepreneur,
She's
too,
an
man.
entrepreneur,
Yeah.
and she lives here in the Middle Tennessee area now.
Yeah.
And she's going to be.
She's married to your golf buddy, right?
She is, Mr. Mark, and yep.
Mark, I ain't Tiger Woods Morton.
I'm trying to bring him along. He's been playing for a couple years now, and he's improving.
He's Captain Hacks-a-Lot, isn't he?
Speaking of golf, we're gonna do a segment soon because it's warming up.
Yes.
We're gonna take these two guys out to the golf course, to the driving
Oh,
range of the
Lord.
golf course, And you're going to see some footage on that on one of the upcoming
And
episodes.
it will be special, let
Hey,
me tell you.
Bald Wonder's coming too.
Bald Wonder is,
Yeah, drummer boy.
drummer boy. He played for a little up-and-coming band called Casting Crowns, based in Atlanta for about 7 years. Moved here about a year ago.
We're gonna hold him to it because we were at that
12th and
place,
Porter.
12th and Porter. We saw. Do you remember what's his name? Skinner.
Anthony Skinner.
Anthony Skinner.
That's right.
He was there with his wife and which her name's Keith. by
Mary
the way.
Keith.
Yeah, oh,
Yeah.
that's right.
Yeah.
Anthony Skinner, you remember his dad, Leonard Skinner? Yeah, I see
Leonard
music,
Skinner.
I mean,
Yes, right there.
It flows from the
Hey,
genes.
But Bald Wonder,
Promise.
also known as Andy Williams, is going to be on a segment.
Not the Moon River Andy Williams, right?
No, not that one.
Not that
Although
one.
he's probably mooned people from a river. It's
probably
it's not the same one.
I'm almost
yeah.
sure he has.
Yes.
He's a hoot. He's a good guy, and he is fired up about the Blues.
Come join us, Bald. We need
on
you,
in.
Bubba.
Come on, dude.
And then also talking to a guy named Michael Whitaker, who's a local producer here
Yeah.
in Franklin, Tennessee.
Keyboard guy, isn't he?
Keyboard guy,
Yeah.
man. He can smoke a keyboard.
Dude.
He does the music.
Smoke 'em
for
if you got 'em.
Probably about half the TV shows out there. When you look at all the stuff he's worked on, he's the music behind about half the TV shows.
Really?
I mean, this guy's.
Dude, he
wait to meet
did
this guy.
like a cool song on Facebook.
Yeah.
Just really cool.
Yeah, search Michael Whitaker and michaelwhitaker.net, I believe, is his website.
It is
Got some
double
cool music
T,
on there.
Whitaker with 2 T's.
And I had lunch with him yesterday, and we're probably going to do a show actually in his recording studio.
Good.
Which is
Good.
also
Finished
very
out.
cool.
Oh,
Very
man, that's
cool.
going to be, yeah.
It's
we're-
all red. It's like the walls.
Red
it's got
velvety and
Oh,
red leather
man,
couches,
yeah.
And, it's a cool little.
You never
place.
know where this show's going to originate from week to week.
Yeah, you never know.
It's gonna be fun. We're gonna do it. We're gonna keep this thing fresh. Hopefully, did the kids still say fresh these days? We're gonna keep it
I
fresh.
think that's a little
keep
old.
it real.
That-
That fresh is a little stale now.
that
It's a little
cat
dated.
is cool.
Yeah, I mean.
Wait a minute.
You know what though? Everybody says cool today.
They do.
Dude, cool was in back in the 50s.
Cool has hung around.
Yeah, cool is one of those staple words.
Well, like cat is like from the 1930s jazz.
Yeah, oh yeah, it is, man. You know what? It's all about how you say it. You can say outdated words, but if you have the right vibe and confidence, you can get away with saying anything,
can.
my friend.
I think his show's coming to a close.
I think we're good to go, man. It's time to go have dinner. You're taking us out for pimento cheese sandwiches, aren't you?
Hey, wait,
I'm gonna
before we
take you out
leave.
back, and we're going to
We'll go out back. Hey, we're going out back.
Hey, before we leave though, let's just talk about one last thing. The webpage and Facebook and how it's worked out.
We have a Facebook?
Yeah, we do. We do.
Wow, we're uptown.
The Blend. Search
Hey,
for the
Facebook
Blend on Facebook.
Yeah.
Twitter is at
Blend Online.
At Blend Online. Facebook is facebook.com/theblendonline.
You could put or
Yeah.
it'll take you to some Blender infomercial,
Yeah.
and you don't want to go there.
Did you spell that Theaeiou?
Yes.
Dad,
damn it. Yeah. Farmer spelling champ there. What was that on Geico commercial?
Yeah, Geico.
Yeah.
And then theblendonline.com.
blendonline.com.
Yeah.
Cool.
And if you're interested in booking any of us for your corporate parties,
We'll pay you. No, we'll pay you.
We'll pay you to let us do your shows.
Send us a message, send us an email, catch us on YouTube.
Yeah,
And,
YouTube.
if you have any ideas, any comments, any guests you'd like to see on the show, then send all of that to us. Just look us up on one of those avenues that Keith described. And,
Keep it positive, folks.
That's
Please
right.
keep your criticisms to the constructive version,
There's
not the
enough junk
destructive.
out there in the world.
That's
We're
the
all about
truth,
being
man.
positive and having fun
Yep.
Rocking and
I
rolling,
think
guys. Thanks for joining us on the Blend.
on the first show.
And
Adios.
This is the first one. We'll see you guys next time
Adios.
on the Blend.
Fade to black.